मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय ॐ शान्तिः Good morning, guten Morgen. Double noise. The auditorium, some program is going on. Also, this stadium, they're playing. So today, my topic is human evolution. You all have heard about Darwin's theory of evolution. You may remember some of the propositions of Charles Darwin. In 10th class, we study, right? First Lamarck's theory of evolution, then Darwin's theory of evolution. Darwin postulated that in nature, always the number of individuals will always be more than the available quantum of resources. So therefore, there will be competition among individuals of the species. Not just in humans, animals also, for food and for survival. Resources will be limited, the number of individuals will be more in a particular species. Then there will be competition struggle. In that struggle, he said survival of the fittest. That which is strong among the individuals of the species, that will survive, others will perish. He said that there is struggle for existence, survival of the fittest, natural selection and origin of species. These are the four propositions that Darwin made. So he went to that Galapagos Islands and he observed nature keenly, and then he came to these conclusions. The first is struggle for existence because limited resources, more number of individuals, so the competition among individuals. And the second is survival of the fittest. Fittest, it doesn't mean just the physical might. Some animals, they reproduce so fast, and they actually give birth to so many offsprings. For example, snake. I think it just, 100 snakes will come out of the eggs. So at least 10 survive, the species survives. 90 will perish, 95 perish, they say. So reproductive capacity also. When he said that survival of the fittest doesn't just mean the physical force. For example, in a forest, there is a fight between cheetah and lion for same food, right? In hunting, actually, naturally, lion will kill the cheetah and it will dominate the ecosystem. And so the lions will tend to survive better than the cheetahs. Of course, cheetahs have got other skills. So there is always competition between the individuals of the same species and also sometimes between intra-species, between one species and another species. And he says nature actually prefers to choose that individual which has the strength, real strength. Okay, it could be physical, it could be reproductive, high reproductive capacity, that will survive and others will perish. But Swamiji said, Swami Vivekananda, yes, that's to some extent it's true, but that is applicable only to animals. From human being onwards, evolution takes a different course. In an animal level, in a forest, might is right. Okay, might is right. But at human level, you cannot say that. You just look at people like Buddha, who had highly evolved, okay, whom we consider as the perfect human beings. They never competed with their fellow human beings. It's not that which made them great. Rather, they sacrificed themselves for the sake of society and country. And in the process, they evolved into great human beings. They transformed themselves into human beings. They did not say that might is right. But today, unconsciously, we have subscribed to this Darwin's theory of evolution, hook, line, and sinker. That's the reason there is so much of stress, there is so much of insecurity in the society. So because we study this theory and we take it so seriously, and human beings also competing among themselves in such a way, you just see, suppose in Manipur, I'm just giving an example, or the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Whatever is happening in the world, wherever the conflicts are there, basically why the conflicts arise? Because it's my interest versus your interest. In the process, sometimes we become so ugly. Okay, sometimes we do things that are completely affront to human dignity. Okay, so Swamiji gives a beautiful definition to human being. He says human being is a curious mixture of devil, man, and God. Human being is a curious mixture of devil, man, and God. So you just see all our education, philosophy, culture is to help us manifest more of the divinity. But sometimes you just see provoke the individuals and just the devil comes out. The more of the devil is being manifest, right? There's conflict. Your interest versus my interest. You are supposed to manifest the divine. What is the divine manifestation? Love, kindness, compassion, self-sacrifice, truthfulness, honesty, right? Service. They're all divine qualities. The opposite is hatred, quarrel, fight, violence. They're all demonical, right? Asuric, Rakshasa qualities. So in this human being, you have the divine and also the devil. So culture should help you to manifest the divine. Well, sometimes, because you are not being culturally and spiritually empowered, though we want to manifest the divine, the opposite comes out. So what actually we have to do to help human beings evolve or transform themselves into great human beings? So we need to understand the purpose of evolution. Hereafter, it is not physical evolution. Organic evolution has stopped. It is not that this human being will get transformed into some other species after 1 million years or 10 million years or 15 million years. That is the problem with Darwin's theory. He has not pointed out what next. Okay, from amoeba we have evolved, from simpler species to complex species, complex to most complex, ultimately the complex, that is human being. We are on the top of the pyramid, we all know that. What next? He has not told. That's the problem. And now what we are doing, I have to prove myself, I have to become successful. Even just see the struggle for existence is so clear and survival of the fittest is so clear, everybody wants to get into IITs, IIMs and NITs. What are we doing? Basically, we are competing with the fellow human beings. And the intelligent people, those who work hard, actually they will get there. Yes or no? They get there. What I have proved is, I have just pushed aside my less intelligent brother. So their actually intellectual might is might. Not be physical might, but we're actually just like Darwin's theory, survival of the fittest. I have more intelligence, I have better capacity to work, and that's why I survive, you perish. Okay? But ultimately, you are not expanding your consciousness. You just see people like Buddha and Vivekananda, they never competed with their fellow human beings. Rather, they said that weakest should survive. How I can support the weak? And in the process, they expanded their consciousness and they became Mahatmas and Yuga Purushas. So from human being onwards, it is intellectual and spiritual evolution. Organic evolution has stopped. Not that you will transform into some other species after a million years. And so after minimum needs are satisfied, you need to cultivate the intellect and you need to become spiritual through meditation, through prayer, through selfless service and repetition of God's name. You evolve your consciousness, you expand your consciousness and you become divine, like the way Buddha had become and like the way Vivekananda had become. Because we have not figured out the next step in evolution and we are competing with each other. Suppose I have 100 crores, but still I will go for 1000 crores. I want more. Why? I don't know what to do next. That's the problem. We are on a rampage. Because of this, we are destroying nature wantonly and also we are showing these violent tendencies towards the fellow human beings. All the conflicts between country and country. Countries are competing, with another country and fellow countries. Just they want to have more GDP. What you will do with more GDP and more money? Ultimately, you will invest in weapons. And one day say that I have more weaponry and I am more powerful than you and you ought to listen to my bidding. Otherwise, I will kill you. That's what is happening. Yes or no? So it's not wealth that solves the problem of the world. It's always culture, spiritual culture. And we alone have that. But unfortunately, we Indians don't know. We always underrate ourselves. This idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, world is one family. We alone have, and we need to integrate the whole world into one family. God has given us the task. If you don't do that, and if you identify with the nationality, if you identify with your ethnicity, if you identify with the religion, if you identify with your caste, region, and language, conflicts are bound to happen. So, sooner we do, the better for the world. India has to do. India alone has that knowledge and wisdom. Okay? Thank you this much for today. Have a nice day.